Hello everyone, this is Raju, Assistant Professor of Chemistry in Freshman Engineering Department, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Dundigal, Hyderabad. Today our topic is applications of conductance, that means conductometric titrations. So in the applications of conductance, we are discussing about the conductometric titrations. Before we are discussing about the conductometric titrations, we are discussing about the what is the conductance. What is the conductance? Conductance means reciprocal of resistance is called as conductance. Reciprocal of resistance is called as conductance. What is the specific conductance? Specific conductance means reciprocal of specific resistance is called as specific conductance. That is K is equal to 1 by rho. K is equal to 1 by rho. In that applications of conductance, that is conductometric titrations, we are discussing about the titration of strong acid versus strong base. So in the strong base means strong acid is the HCl and strong base is the NaOH. And titration of a weak acid versus strong base. Weak acid is the acetic acid and strong base is the NaOH. Next one, titration of a strong acid versus weak base. Strong acid is the HCl and weak base is the ammonium hydroxide. Titration of weak acid versus weak base. Weak acid is the acetic acid and weak base is the ammonium hydroxide. Next point is a precipitation reaction. Precipitation reactions, so that is KCl versus AgNO3. So why we are doing the conductometric titration? Why? Because without using any indicator, we are getting the end point by graphically. So that is called as conductometric titrations. See, normal acid-base titrations, we are using the acid-base and indicators. Suppose we are using the strong acid versus strong base titration. In that, phenolphthalein is the indicator. So by using the indicator, we are getting the end points. So that formula, whenever we are applying the formula, N1V1 is equal to N2V2. By using this formula, we are getting the concentration of unknown solution. But here, in the conductometric titrations, without using any indicator, we are getting the end point by graphical. How we are getting the end point by graphically? Let us discuss one by one. Application of conductance, that is conductometric titrations. In the conductometric titrations, without using any indicator, we are getting the end point by graphically. Suppose, for example, let us example we are taken as in the burette we are taken NaOH and in the beaker we are taken HCl solution. So beaker, in the beaker we are taken the HCl solution. And in this conductometric titrations, we are using the conductivity meter. That to the conductivity meter, we are connected the cell. So that cell we are inserted in the HCl solution. This NaOH solution we are filling in the burettes. So slowly, first we are adding the 0.1 or 1 ml of NaOH added to the HCl solution. Then we are observe the conductance in the conductivity meter. We are observed. Again and again, NaOH is added to the HCl solution. At the certain point, that conductance values are, first of all, the conductance values are fall down. Then the conductance values are increases. Why? Because in the beaker, that H plus ions are present. That H plus ions are slowly replaced by OH minus ions. Then the conductance values are increases. In this case, we are taking the graph. On the x-axis, we are taking the volume of NaOH, and y-axis we are taking the conductance. Then we are getting the two curves. Where these two lines are there, two curves are there, that point are coincide, straight line to y-axis, straight line to x-axis. Then we are using the formula that is N1V1 is equal to N2V2. Then we are getting the concentration of unknown solution. So this is the conductometric titration introduction. So in the conductometric titrations, you see, let us see. So this is the conductivity meter and this is a beaker containing HCl solution. So this is the cell. What is the cell here? Cell means the combination of electrode and electrolytes is called as cell. The combination of electrode and electrolyte is called as cell. So to the beaker, we are adding the NaOH solution. So in the conductometer titration, so this is the conductivity meter. So this is the conductance values. Now in the beaker, we are using the HCl solution. In this HCl solution, we are dipping the cell. That cell we are connected to the conductivity meter. By using the burette, we are adding the alkali. So conductometer titrations, in the titration of strong acid versus strong base, that is HCl is reaction with NaOH that form as the NaCl plus water. Let us discuss about the conductometer titration one by one. Titration of weak acid versus strong base. Weak acid is the acetic acid, CH3COOH plus strong base is the NaOH that form as a sodium acetate, that is CH3COONa plus water. Titration of a strong acid versus weak base. Strong acid is the HCl and weak base is the ammonium hydroxide. So when ammonium hydroxide is a reaction with HCl, that form as ammonium chloride plus water. Titration of weak acid versus weak base. Weak acid is the acetic acid and weak base is the ammonium hydroxide. So that form as a ammonium acetate, CH3COO, NH4 plus H2O. Last conductometer titration is precipitation titrations. In the precipitation reaction titrations, KCl is reaction with AgNO3 that form as a KNO3 plus AgCl. These all conductometer titrations of strong acid versus strong base, weak acid versus strong base, strong acid versus weak base, weak acid versus weak base, and precipitation titrations. We are using the conductivity meter. Let us discuss. In the titration, first one is the titration of strong acid versus strong base. In the strong acid versus strong base, strong acid is the HCl, is a reaction with the NaOH that form as a NaCl plus H2O, NaCl plus H2O. So this is the reaction. This is the chemical reaction. In this titration of strong acid versus strong base by conductometric titrations, in that we are filling with NaOH solution, and in the beaker we are taking the HCl solution. Now in the HCl solution we are dipping the cell. That cell we are connected to the conductivity meter. First, without adding any NaOH, first you note down the conductance of HCl. Then after that you add 1 ml of NaOH to the acid solution. Then you observe the conductance. Suppose when you are adding the 1 ml, so let us note down that is 20 ohms. After that you add the 1 ml of NaOH. So this conductance values are fall down, 18. After that again you add 1 more ml, that is 16. Like that, when we are adding the NaOH to the HCl solution, at the certain point a nucleation takes place. That HCl is a reaction with NaOH that form as NaCl. When nucleation point reaches, there is no H plus ions are present in the beaker. So only OH minus ions are present. Then again the conductance values are increases. First what we are observed, the conductance values are slowly fall down. Then after reaching the end point, the nucleation point is over, again the conductance values are increases. So that's why that one we are by using the graph, we are calculate or we are estimate the concentration of acid. How? Let us see the strong acid and strong base. So here in this case on the x-axis we are taking the volume of NaOH and y-axis conductance. Now first you note down the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 up to 20. First we are adding the 1 ml of NaOH. Now the conductance values are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. First we are adding the NaOH, then that without adding NaOH, that is 25. Then you added the 2 ml of NaOH, that conductance values are fall down. Again you add the 4 ml, conductance values are fall down. 6 ml fall down. 8 ml fall down. When we are adding the 10th ml, the conductance values are increases. 12th ml again increases. 14 ml increases. 16 ml that also increases. So when we are adding the NaOH to the acid, the conductance values are slowly fall down first. After reaching the nucleation point, that HCl is a reaction with NaOH. That H plus ions are slowly replaced by OH minus ions. Then nucleation point increases, the conductance values are increases. Now, when we are, this is a equilibrium point, that is constant, the volume of NaOH. This is the end point. So in that, N1V1 is equal to N2V2. By using this formula, we are determining the strength of an acid by using the conductometric titration. Without using any indicator, by using the conductivity meter, we are calculate the strength of an acid. So this is the strong acid versus strong base. Next, titration of weak acid versus strong base. Same as is how we are determining the strong acid or strong base. Same as is here only. Here we are using the weak acid, that is acetic acid, and strong base is the NaOH. Here in this, that weak acid, that is a CH3 COOH. Weak acid is reaction with NaOH. So that form as a CH3 COO Na plus H2O formation takes place. So CH3 COOH, this is a weak ionized compound. Weakly ionized compound, that one we are taking a beaker. That NaOH is there. This NaOH we are filling in the burette. Now that cell we are dipping the weak acid, and that one we are connected to the conductivity meter. Then you add the NaOH. So this CH3COOH is the weakly ionized compound, does not dissociate easily, slowly dissociates. So that means the conductance values are slowly increases. First what? Whenever we are adding the NaOH solution, NaOH 1 ml NaOH, slowly 1 ml NaOH increases. Again 1 more 1 ml, that increases. Again 1 more 1 ml, that increases. At nucleation point, that form as a CH3 sodium acetate formation takes place. After that, again we are adding the NaOH. That conductance values are sharply increases. So that one, whenever we are drawing the graph, so first this one is the volume of NaOH. So this one is the conductance. First that conductance values are slowly increases, then after that sharp increasing. So these two curves are coincident. So this is the equilibrium point or equivalent point, volume of NaOH. In this case, again N1V1 is equal to N2V2 formula. By using this formula, we are determining the concentration of weak acid of acetic acid. Next, one more conductometry titration, that is titration of strong acid versus weak base. So strong acid is the HCl and weak base is the ammonium hydroxide. So this will form as a NH4Cl plus water formation takes place. So strong acid versus weak base. Strong acid is HCl and weak base is the NaOH. So this HCl we are taken in a beaker and NaOH we are taken in the burette. So when in the HCl solution we are dipping the cell, that cell we are connected to the conductivity meter. First you note down the conductance values. Conductance values, note down. So when we are adding the NaOH to the acid solution, first that H plus ions are slowly replaced by OH minus ions. So that's why the conductance values are slowly decreases. When the nucleation point is reached, there is no H plus ions are present and ammonium chloride salt is present. There is no again and again amount of NaOH, NH4OH is added to the acid solution. There is no change in the conductance. So that graph is like this. And the x-axis we are taking the ammonium hydroxide NH4OH and y-axis we are taking the conductance. So in this, the HCl, in the beaker HCl taken, so the conductance values are slowly fall down. After decreasing, after that we can't, when we are observing the conductance value, there is no change in the conductance values. So this curve is due to HCl and this is due to NH4OH. There is no change in the conductance. So when these two lines are coincident, this is the V2. N1V1 is equal to N2V2. By using this formula, we are calculating the concentration of strong acid, that is HCl. Next, one more titration, that is a weak acid versus weak base. In the weak acid versus weak base, weak acid is the acetic acid CH3COOH and weak base is the ammonium hydroxide NH4OH form as a CH3COO NH4 plus H2O formation takes place. So this is a chemical reaction. So weak acid is there now. Weak acid is the CH3COOH. So that we are taking a beaker and ammonium hydroxide we are filling in the beerage. And in the weak acid, that is acetic acid, we are dipping the cell. That cell we are connected to the conductivity meter. Now you note down the conductance. First you add the ammonium hydroxide solution, that is 1 ml. In that, what we are observing now in the conductance slowly increases. Then after that, after the neutralization point, that ammonium acetate formation takes place. Now, after formation of ammonium acetate, there is no change in the conductance values. So that graph is like this. Volume of ammonium hydroxide. So first, the conductance values are slowly increases and there is no change in the conductance. So these both points are coincident. Now this is the volume of NH4OH. So that is V2. Now N1V1 is equal to N2V2. N2 means known concentration, V2 by graphically. So this value. Now V1 is the volume of acetic acid we are taken as 20 ml. Then we are getting the N1 value. So these all are the conductivity titrations of strong acid versus strong base, strong acid versus weak base, weak acid versus strong base, weak acid versus weak base. Next one is the precipitation titrations. In the precipitation titrations, we are using the KCl and AgNO3 solution. In that, again, in the precipitation titration also, we are getting the end point without using any indicator. We are getting the end point by graphically. How? By using the conductometric titration. The end point in this case, precipitation titration is sharp. When compared with the volumetric titrations, consider the reaction is KCl is reaction with AgNO3 that form as a KNO3 plus AgCl. KNO3 plus AgCl. In this titration of KCl versus AgNO3, the change in conductivity on addition of AgNO3 is not much. See, so this AgNO3 we are taking a burette, KCl is taken in a beaker. When we are adding the AgNO3 to the KCl solution, there is no change in the conductance. When the solution, when chemical like the KCl is reaction with AgNO3 that form as a KNO3, after formation of KNO3, again the conductance values are increases. Again, why? Because since the mobility of K plus and Ag plus ions are same order and curve is nearly horizontal, that means same as x-axis, horizontal to the x-axis. After the end point, there is a sharp increasing in the conductance due to the increasing in the number of free ions in the solution. So that is, this one is the volume of KCl. So this is the conductance value. First, there is no change in the conductance. After that, we are getting the sharp increasing point. So this point is the end point. So here N1V1 is equal to N2V2. By using this formula, we are calculating the concentration of unknown solution. So these all are the conductometric titration, that means applications of conductance. Next one, that is potentiometric titrations. Potentiometric titrations. So in the potentiometric titrations, let us discuss about the strong acid versus strong, that is HCl versus NaOH. So in the HCl versus NaOH, the chemical reaction is HCl is reaction with NaOH that form as a NaCl plus H2O formation takes place. So this is the chemical reaction. In the potentiometric titrations, we are using the potentiometer, and in previous class we discussed about the calomel electrode and quinhydron electrode, how the calomel electrode we are constructed and what is the principle involved in the quinhydron electrode we already discussed. So that both electrodes we are taken in the potentiometer, but in the potentiometric titrations we are using the calomel electrode and platinum electrode. So in the potentiometric titrations, in the beaker we are taking the HCl solution. In the beaker we are taking the HCl solution, and in the HCl solution we are adding the pinch of quinone powder. So in this HCl we are dipping the platinum electrode and the calomel electrode. These both electrodes we are dipping in the HCl solution. These both electrodes we are connected to the potentiometer. Now in the burette we are taking the NaOH solution. So in the potentiometric titrations, without using any indicator, we are getting the sharp end points. How we are getting the sharp end point? Let us discuss. So these both electrodes, platinum and calomel electrodes we are dipping in the HCl solution, and in the burette we are filling a NaOH solution. That both electrodes are connected to the potentiometer. Now we are adding the 1 ml of NaOH solution. We are observe the EMF value. Like that, we are adding the 1 ml, 2 ml, 3 ml, etc. We are adding up to 20 ml added. Now you observe the EMF values. Now you take the graph. In that graph, on x-axis you take the volume of NaOH, and y-axis you take the EMF. Now at 0 you note down the reading. At 2 note down the reading. When we are getting the nucleation point, the curve is slowly fall down. We are getting the negative values. This point is the equivalent point, that is the V2. By using the N1V1 is equal to N2V2 formula, we are getting the concentration of acid. That is N1 is equal to N2V2 by V1. So this is the potentiometric titration of strong acid versus strong base. Same as it is weak acid versus strong base also we are calculating like this only. So this is the potentiometric titrations. Today we are discuss about the application of conductance. In the application of conductance, mainly we discuss about the conductometric titrations, and one more is potentiometric titrations we are discussed. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.